Happy Friday, everyone. I hope you were doing well. Convocation last week was amazing. It was packed, and we actually had to do convocation in a little bit of a different format last week because so many people were involved. But it was really great to see everything kind of gearing up again. We have competition season coming up, and just like everything is gearing up. And so it was great to see of all the different levels and all the different styles. And we had singers on this, and we had violin players, and we had pianists, and it was just such a treat to watch where you guys are right now with your lessons and with your playing. And so thanks for being brave. That's like the way we do it, is just to get up there. Being brave is not about not having fear, but it's about coping and going on, even though we have fear present. And that's what you're doing. And um, it makes it easier. Maybe not that nerves go away, because I've been doing this for many years and nerves never completely go away, for at least not for me. But I just feel like I can navigate them a little bit better. So that would be kind of what I tell my students and stuff, is that at least for me, it's nerves don't completely go away ever. And actually, they're good. They bring energy. They bring a lot to the performance. So I wanted to talk a little today about when it feels like everything is going wrong, which can happen a lot to musicians and just people in general. And I don't know about you, but lately in my life, it just feels like everything is going wrong. And it's not a great feeling. It feels very out of control, and it feels like, oh my gosh, another thing. Last Sunday, I was driving home and I was going down Falls of the Neuse, and I had just gotten out of a yoga class, so it was very zen at this point. And um, another driver did took a left right in front of me, coming from the opposite direction, and I could not stop. They were turning into a shopping center, and I guess they didn't see me, so I could not stop, and I ran right into the car. And they had an SUV. It was a really bad wreck. Their SUV turned over. It was upside down, and there were young women in there, and they were crying, and I was just so distraught and thought that something was seriously wrong. The ambulance took them away. I just sat there on the curb, just stunned and just thinking I had killed someone. And I just was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And I wound up hurting myself pretty bad. I have bruised or fractured a rib. I wanted to wait a few days to see if the pain subsided, and it hasn't. So I'm going to go and get an x-ray done. But I definitely have higher rib pain that goes pretty much halfway around my body at this point, and it hurts to lift anything or to bend down. And then also my toe is black and blue, and my stomach is black and blue. I have bruises everywhere. And yeah, it was a head-on collision for my car. I went right into the other car. It's completely totaled. And all of the stuff that I was giving away stuff in my car, and it all went splattering everywhere. And so in this car, everybody knows this car, my Prius, it was banged up pretty bad. I've had it for a long time. It was a 2008, and it had been with me. I mean, I think I had almost 300K miles on it, so it was a lot. But it was nice not to have a car payment, and so I was just going to drive it until it was dead. I didn't want to drive it until I got in a horrible wreck, but that's kind of what happened. And it just feels like sometimes life just kind of piles on, because I had just finished being sick with a sinus infection and finishing my antibiotics for that. And so I hadn't been able to sing very much, and, really tired and and feeling well. And then this happened, and it just feels like I can't catch a break right now. And so I don't know if that is a feeling that is shared amongst a lot of people. I know that a lot of people are struggling right now. And I just wanted to talk about, like, what are our options when it feels like everything is just piling on, and it just there doesn't seem to be a lot of good news going on in life. I mean, you know, one could say, I mean, I'm working as an elementary music teacher now. I literally work all the time. I'm working 14-hour days a lot of the time. And so while I love music and I love working at the school, it's a lot of work. And it just feels like this is just one more thing. So my car is totaled and I'm having to dicker with the insurance people and I have to get another car and not having the funds. It's just been a lot. It's been a lot. And what do we do in those situations where it just feels like we can't catch a break? Again, this can happen a lot for musicians that we keep auditioning, keep trying for stuff, and we don't get it over and over again. What does that mean? What does that say about us when that happens? For me, unfortunately, a feeling that comes up a lot is that it's like a feeling of being punished a little bit. And I know that that's not reality. So I have to talk to myself and say, this is not, nobody's trying to like punish you, and that the world or the universe is not trying to punish you. It just sometimes feels like it. That's the closest emotion that I could say how it feels. It just you kind of have to just laugh a little bit because it's just like, oh my gosh, like another thing, like. And then I think about the stupid sayings that people say, well, you're not given anything you can't handle. And I don't know if I agree with that statement at all. Sometimes you are given way too much more than you can handle, and you have to go on, you know? And sometimes, being an adult is dealing with all this stuff and then still, as best you can, meeting your obligations at the same time. I mean, I had to make tough calls with this car thing because, having it towed to a place and um, having to get a rental car and just like all these different things where I didn't have um, the insurance company's information of the other person yet because again they were taken off the scene pretty fast because they needed to go. And by the way, they're okay. It was minor injuries, which thank God. That's, I can't even imagine. I mean, they had to pull them out of the car. I mean, and I just couldn't help but think like I did this. Like I did this to this poor girls, and I mean I know that that's not true. I couldn't stop, um, but I definitely yeah. Anyway, so it's just been a pretty tough week. So how do we, as people who feel like it's just like another thing, how do we get through? I think it's how we talk to ourselves that this is like and I'm telling this to myself because I need a reminder right now that this is temporary. A lot of this stuff is temporary, and that, like, while things can go bad, things can also go well, although it hasn't gone well for a little while. But there have been good times in my life at some point, and so I have to just like remember that that is a possibility as well, and just to keep on keeping on, because what other choice do you have? Like, I mean, what other choice do you have? You have to keep going. So I think it's how we view it, and that this is not a permanent situation that all those times I've talked come on here and talked about manifesting and all that stuff, and I'm not really feeling that manifesting stuff anymore. I don't believe that things happen for a reason anymore. I don't believe that if we believe something is going to happen that it's necessarily going to happen. I think that um I just believe in chance now. I believe that things happen randomly, and that there's not really a design as we think there is. I think that we believe there's a design when things are going well, and when things are not going well, what do we blame it on? Like, uh, it just doesn't seem a consistent thing. And so I think being able to just like keeping on and like trying not to let it like completely derail you. And I mean, even now, like all this stuff has happened, and it's like my goals have changed. I don't even, I'm working on new ones because my old goals don't seem to be, I can't apply them anymore. It's just like, I feel like I'm living a different life now than I used to. And I feel like a different person. And I think that like reality has said, nope, Aaron, no, you cannot believe in things that you cannot see. Like that is not, it did not work for you. And so I think just having the dialogue of knowing that this is situations are never permanent, that things change, they could change for the better, but they could change for the worse, but that things never, always stay the same. Things will change. And that I have to tell myself that I am not being punished, that this is not punishment because who would be punishing me? Like what I mean, like God, I don't think God is punishing me. Like it's just a feeling, this feeling of punishment, and that I can choose to focus on different things. I can't really say that now that I believe that you can choose your feelings, that you can just choose them. I think they come and they go, just like thoughts. But I think we can decide which ones we're gonna like focus on. And honestly, I don't want to focus on any of them really, because right now none of them are good. So but I thought like it's important to show a lot of different aspects of being a musician. I still believe you can do whatever you want to. I just don't believe that it's probably not going to turn out exactly how people have it in their heads. And it's not always smooth. It's not always a smooth decision. There is always a cost to every decision that we make. And I know that that seems kind of a negative thing to say, but I think it's just reality that there's going to always be a cost to anything. That you make a decision, that you go with something, then you're going to miss out on something else. At the same time, there's also good things about the decision you make because it's good to make decisions and to go in some direction. And even if life has said, no, 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 you're not going in this direction, you still get to make decisions from that. It's just, I really despise this saying, but it's like choose your hard. Like we have to choose what we're willing to do. And right now, I'm choosing to just keep on keeping on this track of working all the time, of doing music all the time. I mean, that's great. And working with kids and getting them, helping them get confident and all that. And, dealing with all this car stuff because I have to so that I can drive to work. And, maybe not having the community in place that I would like and stuff like that. But, you got to just keep on. I know that this is a pretty negative video, but I wanted to show the reality. And sometimes I think that I have been maybe too, I don't know, too optimistic. I don't know. I don't know if there's such a thing as too optimistic. I just not sure that I believe in manifesting and destiny and like that things are meant to be or anything like that because life has been pretty tough. Was that meant to be? Was I supposed to, you know, was I supposed to have injured myself in a car wreck? Like that's supposed to happen? Doesn't really feel right. Feels pretty unfair. But then those of you who have good things going on in your life, I don't want to discount that either, right? Like that's amazing. Like my friend finding a 9-acre piece of land to build her home of her dreams with her family, like that's beautiful. And she believes that that was meant to be. And I'm not gonna tell her no, that that's not true. I just, I just don't know if I believe that because I don't think that it's that easy for a lot of people. I think when things go wrong, that that was meant to be. I just don't know. Anyway, so let this be a lesson in that the only control that we have is how we view our circumstances. We can try everything we can to make our circumstances how we want them, but we don't always have that power sometimes. Sometimes things just happen, and it's how do we view it? Do we let it completely derail us, and it has derailed me for a while. I just have to keep reminding myself that this is not permanent, that things will change, and that we just don't have control over a lot of stuff in our lives, and that's just reality. And I think the more that we can accept reality, we can do things, we can try to change things, but it doesn't always work. And yeah, on that note, I will talk to you soon.